So former Manu Samoa rugby international says the financial gap between rugby's Tier 1 nations like New Zealand and England and Pacific teams like Samoa, Tonga and Fiji is now so great, rugby no longer offers the possibility of a David against Goliath victory. It's more like David's puppy against Goliath's whole family. Eliota Fuimaono Sapolu, a lawyer and Manu Samoa player between 2005 and 2011, is a forthright critic of World Rugby's treatment of Pacific teams, and he despairs that it's not getting any better. With over 600 players eligible for Pacific Island teams now playing professionally in Europe, 7 were recently named in the Romanian squad. And yes, you heard that correctly. It's getting harder for Pacific nations to get players home. They simply don't earn enough money to do so. When Samoa play England on Sunday morning, the Samoan Union will get £75,000 donated from the English Rugby Union and 0% of the gate. And the players? Well, the England players will get a match fee of £22,000 and the Samoan players will get £650 for playing the same game. Ask yourself, if you had dual eligibility and residency is sufficient qualification, who would you play for?
It's not a sustainable model. Well, it is if you're English. If you're wealthy and you keep getting 100% of the game, of course, that's what you want, right? But for Pacific nations, and this is the same for Fiji and same for Tonga, it's stupid. We shouldn't even be entered into these types of contracts. The All Blacks, thanks to people like Hobbs and, only recently, maybe in the last 10 years or something, actually took a stand and said, mate, give us a cut, otherwise we're not coming. So I think that's the reason why they're not playing each other this year, because they don't actually agree on the amount to be given to the All Blacks. But it's not sustainable, man. Any business, would you do something if you're getting nothing from it? It's absolutely nothing but head injuries for players. It's so not sustainable. It's a slave model. Obviously, slaves are getting 0% as well. It's an old colonial model and everything else that goes with it. So how can these unions who have been supported, or supposedly supported by World Rugby, still be in a position where they're completely dependent? We have this so colonial where they keep everything poor, so you keep wanting the handouts from that person. Samoa has no independent business model where they can make their own money, and it's been about 2 decades now, and we need to change. Everything needs to change from the 0% that they're getting from the way we run our businesses as well.
Yeah, the problem seems to be that there's just not a model that works for Samoa or Tonga or Fiji. So if we look at Samoa, if a country tours there, and they very rarely do, but on the rare occasions a Tier 1 nation goes to Samoa, Apia Park is simply so small that the revenue from ticket sales doesn't cover the costs of the team coming. And when Samoa tours, as they are at the moment playing at Twickenham, they don't get any of the gate. So it's a total lose-lose model. How does Samoa get some of World Rugby's gold, Eliota?
The gold, the human gold, is the Polynesian rugby player. It's in every single team. But if we keep these unions strong, if we keep them independent and sustaining and help them make their own money, then we're going to have a problem extracting that resources, aren't we? It's your simple colonial model. And that's why we still have these colonial models, 0%. We can't give them anything. Otherwise, they're going to establish a strong Samoa Rugby Union, and then it's going to be hard for us to take a Tuilangi, even though he doesn't have any English ethnicity. So they make up these rules like the residency rule. You can delete your 25 years of being Samoan, and all of a sudden you're English. There's not even David and Goliath anymore. It's like Goliath's whole family and some extra Goliaths against not even David. It's like David's puppy against everyone else. Goliath has got like the latest weapons and everything. It's not even David and Goliath anymore. It's like you said, you can't even sell it. Like everyone here is like, and
yes, yeah. There's a game, of course. Lest we forget, Samoa, England at Twickenham, the Sunday morning New Zealand time, Samoa time too. And I know Chris Vui and Tim Nana Williams and the boys will be giving their all, but by golly, it's a big ask, isn't it, Ali?
There's so many other things that are important that need to be done, and whatever happens. The media would be like, oh, look at them, they're holding each other's hand after the game. Oh, this is what rugby's all about. They're always trying sidetrack everything and make it like the oppressors, the greatest people in the oppressed are at fault. the Samoa rugby union's at fault, and mate, no one's really too interested in the score because there's exploitation going on, and we're a bit deeper than that.
Eliota Fuimaono Sapolu talking to me earlier today. Samoa play England early on Sunday morning. The All Blacks play Wales immediately afterwards.